Good evening and welcome to the second stop of the 2022-2023 Secret Dream Gap Tour. We're here at the Rath Eastlink Community Centre in Truro, Nova Scotia for the second match of today between Team Adidas and Team Harvey's. My name is Noah Poirier. I'll have the play-by-play for you tonight, joined by Michael Petter. And Michael, how can we beat last game really between Team Scotiabank and Team Sonnet? A 2-1 win for Team Scotiabank and just end-to-end action the whole time. But with the star power on these two teams, I wouldn't be surprised if it somehow surpasses it.
That game that we had earlier this afternoon was fantastic hockey. It had physicality, it had high energy, it had fast skating, it had great goaltending, and we expect more of the same tonight. The big matchup for me is going to be the matchup of the two goalies. We had great goaltending in that first game, so it's going to be up to Maddie Rooney for Team Adidas and Anne-Renee Desbiens for Team Harvey's to match what we saw in that first game from the goaltenders. I think we're going to have a great game. I have a feeling it's not going to be another 2-1 game, but it is definitely going to be another close game, another hard-fought game, and it's going to come right down to the wire just like the last one.
And of course, Maddie Rooney and Anne-Renee Desbiens, another American versus Canadian goaltending matchup here today, both Olympic gold medalists. Maddie Rooney, of course, most notably known for that 2018 gold medal shootout win against the Canadians. Anne-Renee Desbiens winning the gold medal this past winter in the Olympics and then following it up with a World Championship win. Can't ask for a much better season for her. So we'll send it down to the announcer, Danny Carter, for our pregame introductions and announcements, and then we'll be back for puck drop here between Team Harvey's and Team Adidas.
For unit number 46,
final matchup of the evening between Team Adidas and Team Harvey's. Noah Poirier here with you alongside Michael Petter. And Michael, a big battle ahead of us. Maddie Rooney versus Anne-Renee Desbiens. Annette, what can you tell us?
Maddie Rooney comes in with a record of 1-0 in her one previous appearance. She gave up 2 goals in that victory for Team Adidas, and so she has a 2.0 goals against average. That has her tied for second in the league with a couple of other goaltenders, and a .941 save percentage as she stopped 32 of 34 shots in that previous victory. So that has her tied for third in the save percentage category. Anne-Renee Desbiens, she lost her previous start for Team Harvey's, giving up 3 goals in that game. So a 3.0 goals against average, an .875 save percentage with 21 saves on the 24 shots. And I just want to point out the 3 biggest ovations in the introductions of those starting lineups. No big surprise. Team Sonnet from Halifax, Marie-Philippe Poulin, Captain Clutch, and Corey Chevrier, who is the assistant coach with Team Harvey's, who is from just down the road in New Glasgow.
And we're underway. Team Adidas off the draw, sent in by Nurse, ahead for Kendall Coyne-Schofield. What a top line here for Team Adidas. Kendall Coyne-Schofield, Sarah Nurse, Jill Saulnier. We were talking before the game, just potent offense at its finest as Kendall Coyne works her way out, sends it back to the left point for Jocelyn Larocque. Coyne tried to get it back to the point. That was picked off by Jessie Eldridge, as Emily Clark, as well as Marie-Philippe Poulin. Clark tried to send that deep into the Team Adidas zone, but it ends up going in the Team Adidas bench with just 39 seconds elapsed here in the first period.
And it's going to be interesting to see that Marie-Philippe Poulin line matched up against the Saulnier line all night long. You got high power against high power. It's like Randy Johnson taking on Aaron Judge if you're picking players from different decades. Power versus power with those 2 lines facing off.
Team Harvey's trying to break it in. Scamra drops her man behind the net. Rattray able to collect it. Jamie Lee Rattray, a member of that Canadian Olympic team as well as the World Championship team. That goes all the way back, and Desbiens will get her first touch of the evening as that's picked off by Kristen O'Neill, and she has a step on defender. Good play by Scamra to get back and cover the defense. As it's work back ahead. Laura Stacey goes for the wraparound, and she almost got it past Desbiens, but Desbiens able to move post to post. And it's worked back out Scamra. Down the left wing, she'll send it in deep behind Maddie Rooney and go off on a change. And up comes the smooth skating Canadian defensewoman Renata Fast as she starts the breakout. She'll get the puck back out into the slot. That was picked off by Team Harvey's, and it's worked back out and picked up by Willoughby. Willoughby back to the point. Was looking for Megan Eady. Eady had a little bit of trouble corralling it, but on the second chance she does and gets it over to Renata Fast. Team Adidas running with 5 defense tonight, so you'll see a lot of Renata Fast and Jocelyn Larocque on this back end for Team Adidas as the aforementioned Team Adidas gets it deep into the Harvey zone. It's picked up and sent ahead to Sophia Shaver. Shaver ahead was looking for Christian Richards. That was picked off. And spinning around is Di Girolamo. Gets it back at the point, sends it along the left side, picked up by Gribbins. Gribbins forces it in to the Team Harvey zone as some bodies colliding. And it's eventually picked up by Team Adidas. Gribbins comes out of the fray with it. Dostler cycled down low for Gribbins. As Laura Fortino all over her. Fortino was here in Truro last year, and you can tell she had that Olympic experience. So much poise on that back end, and being paired up this evening with longtime American defenseman Lee Steckline. That'll make for a very interesting pair as Team Harvey ices the puck with 17:04 left in the first period.
You mentioned that Team Adidas is short on the back end. You look at who's missing from their roster tonight. Emily Curlette, Megan Mickelson, and Hallie Krasaniuk. I knew I was going to get that name into the broadcast one way or the other. And, you know, those 3 defenders all missing from the lineup, and those are 3 big defenders, part of this Team Adidas that they are without. Also out of the lineup tonight, Amanda Kessel. And I mean, you talk about the name Kessel and the world of hockey. Amanda Kessel, a big part of this Team Adidas lineup as well, so they're going to have to adjust not only on the back end, but also up front, having her missing.
Debian will play that around the net as she got spun around and dropped to the ice, able to get back up, no worse for wear, and Team Harvey's will work it out to the neutral zone, picked up by Jinsey Dunn. She'll send it cross ice as Jill Saulnier goes in on the forecheck, but it's sent out by Lorianne Rougeau, but turned back over. And able to hold the line is Megan Eady. She'll send it down low for Sarah Nurse. A name synonymous in the Hockey Canada world these days. Nurse, one of the best players in the world right now, led the Olympic Games in scoring, and the first woman to grace the cover of the EA Sports NHL video game this year. As we'll get our first penalty, and it's going to go against Kendall Coyne as she tripped Poulin up behind the net in another battle of Canada versus America.
And Poulin creating that penalty because she kept her feet moving behind the net. She was able to force Coyne Schofield to get her stick into her feet and drew that penalty. So Team Adidas gets the first.
It's actually going to be Team Harvey's who took the penalty. It must have been behind that play. I thought it was Kendall Coyne tripping up Poulin.
I thought it was
that's
as
when the
well.
whistle blew.
Yeah. So Adidas on the power play. They did not score a power play goal in the opening weekend in Montreal, and Team Harvey's did not give up a power play goal against in that opening weekend up in Montreal as well. So both of these special teams, 0% on the power play for Adidas, 100% on the penalty kill so far for Harvey's.
And it's Savannah Harmon in the box for Team Harvey's as they're able to clear the ice and change up their penalty killers. Picked up behind the net and looking to break it out is Sarah Potomac. Potomac ahead. Stacy had to tag up at the line, and that's just enough of a chance for Team Harvey's to get the puck up to Bailey Larson and clear it the length of the ice with 1:14 to go in the penalty. The neutral zone drop pass, had to be careful as Poznikov was right there, but able to get it back. Now Jill Saulnier down the wing, slap shot just wide of the net on the glove side of Anne-Renee Desbiens, as Sarah Nurse will corral the puck in the neutral zone and look to gain the offensive zone. She'll decide to circle back. Cross ice for Renata Fast, back for Nurse. Nurse being watched heavily by Rosie Demers. Nurse sends it ahead for Larocque, a little too far, and it'll be an icing on the power play for Team Adidas, which is something you don't really want to do.
I want to come back to that shot taken by Saulnier. She had no room to actually get that shot on target because Desbiens was doing such a great job of being out, not just at the top of her crease, but a good couple of feet out from the top of her crease, cutting down that angle, giving Saulnier no room to shoot.
Team Adidas gets possession off the faceoff, and Jill Saulnier down the right wing. She'll stop up and look to set up as there's 30 seconds left in the penalty to Harmon. Behind the net, Coyne Schofield back for Nurse. Nurse back to the point for Larocque. D-to-D for Renata Fast. She'll shoot on, and Anne-Renee Desbiens able to swallow that for the whistle with 17 seconds left in the penalty to Harmon. The PWHPA wishes to express thanks to our premier partners, Secret Deodorant, Canadian Tire, Gatorade, and Adidas Hockey.
And coming back to that save again by Desbiens, right up at the top of her crease, challenging shooters, not giving any room. That's what the great goaltenders all do, and Desbiens certainly doing that. But as I say that,
shot came in from the point. It was DiGirolamo who took the initial shot. Might have been deflected in front. No, they're going to say DiGirolamo went straight in, so it's going to be a power play goal for Team Adidas with 14:28 to go here in the first period, and they're on the board first.
a big goal there on the power play. I think it actually was redirected, but I think it went off of one of the Team Harvey's defenders, and that redirection is what helped fool Anne-Renee Desbiens, because it certainly looked from our perspective like that puck did change direction on its way towards Desbiens.
So it'll be Jessica DiGirolamo with the goal and right back on the attack. Vespa over for Gribbins. Couldn't handle that cleanly, and able to force a turnover was Marie-Philippe Poulin, and sent over to the far side. Picked back up by Greco. A good breakout is a little give and go from Eldridge and Poulin, and they'll work it ahead into Team Adidas zone. Poulin able to force a turnover, but loses her stick in the process, and it's picked up by Jessie Eldridge. As that pass was a little too far for Greco. They work it ahead, but Stacy was going to be offside, so Kristen O'Neill has to force her way back, and it's turned over, and a 2-on-1 developing the other way. Rosie Demers. Demers, wait, pass in front, scores! A beautiful passing play as Rosie Demers just waited out Maddie Rooney and was able to feather the pass over to number 16 on Team Harvey's Haley Scamara, and they get that goal right back. It's now tied at 1 apiece.
You hear about it all the time. The most important shift in a hockey game is the shift right after a goal is scored, whether you're the team that scored it or the team that you got scored on. For Harvey's, in this case, the shift right after a goal you got scored on, that's the way that you respond. You come down the ice, you move the puck well, you get a good shot on goal, and you tie the game right back up again.
And that's their first shot of the game. It'll be Haley Scamara with the goal, and Rosalie Demers will definitely get one of the assists. We'll see if they add another, and Team Harvey's trying to get right back on the attack, but Adidas able to force a turnover. Through the middle, that's turnover picked up by Steckline. It's turned right back over. Stacy behind the net. Potomac back to Stacy looking for the wraparound. It'll be Scamara from Demers and Rattray to tie this one up as Team Harvey's gains possession, and Lee Steckline will work it out of her own end. Tried to gain center and get the dump in, but it's turned over, and Nurse will work over Demers as she drops her down to the ice, and it's picked back up and sent in by Renata Fast, but it'll be a delayed offside as Kendall Coyne was on her way in to pick it up, but didn't hear the delayed offside, so an offside called against Team Adidas with just over 7 minutes gone here in this first period.
And I didn't catch the announcement on the goal for Team Adidas, but I did hear them say that DiGirolamo did get an assist on the goal, not getting the goal herself, so it was deflected on its way in. I'm just waiting to find it in the online scoring here so I can give you more information on that goal as soon as I get it.
Dumped in by Team Adidas. Jill Saulnier hard on the forecheck, able to pick that puck up as she's being worked over in the corner. Back to the point, Fast. Shot blocked. That was Kristen Richards with a block as it's worked back over, and Sarah Nurse will try to power her way through. Picked up, back up by Richards as she collides with the Team Adidas forechecker, and it's worked back out Fast. At her own blue line, she'll skate it through and send it down deep. That was blocked initially by Rougeau, so Kayla Vespa will be forced to back up and make a pass over for DiGirolamo, who is coming off the bench. Trying to settle down the rolling puck is Rougeau. Sends it cross ice, and Team Harvey's will try to work it ahead before it's turned over. Willoughby turns it over to Gruchow. And just, it's a matter of settling down that rolling puck and being able to gain control as it's picked up behind the net by Jocelyn Larocque. Turned over to Larson. And a bit of sustained pressure here just for that second by Team Harvey's, but able to force a turnover was Team Harvey's. Greco weaves past Jones and sends it through neutral ice, but it's turned over once again, and away comes Laura Stacy. She'll leave it for Vespa. Vespa, quick saucer pass, looking for Stacy. Caught her outreach stick, but was just deflected wide on the blocker side of Anne-Renee Desbiens. Megan Eady picks it up at center. Sends it ahead for Potomac. Potomac will whack it down deep. As Stacy continues to be hard on the forecheck, Potomac down there to join her, but it's pulled loose from the fray by Eldridge, and she'll send it high up and over Megan Eady. That should just have enough for icing, but no, it'll be waved off. But turned over, and Eldridge working down low on the near side. It's pulled loose and picked up by Fortino. Fortino sends it through the middle, was looking for Poulin. And the second chance, Eldridge sends it rink wide to Poulin. She'll stop up, leave it for Fortino coming in off the point. Fortino, good stick lift by Kendall Coyne. It will knock Fortino off the puck just for that split second. Puck comes loose. Clark able to get the shot away, and it's sent up ice. Jill Saulnier, ever so dangerous on that forecheck, trying to force another turnover, picked up by Jamie Lee Rattray. But Kendall Coyne, the fastest woman in the world, trying to get the Jets going as she'll send it ahead. DiGirolamo, backhander, was looking for the pass, but it deflected off a defender's stick and gloved by Anne-Renee Desbiens as we reach our commercial break here in the first period. PWHPA wishes to express thanks to our partners, Harvey's, IGA, and Fresh Attitude Salads.
And now we can tell you about the scoring summaries on the 2 goals there. Kelly Gribbins for Team Harvey's gets her, or for Team Adidas, excuse me, gets her first goal, second point of the year. That goal was assisted by Jessica DiGirolamo and as well by Caitlin Willoughby. That goal coming on the power play at 5:32. Then at 6:26, Team Harvey's tying it right back up with the goal by Haley Skamura. And just getting that's her first goal and second point of the season as well. Rosie Demers and Jamie Lee Rattray getting the assists on that one, tying up the game at a goal apiece.
And a great effort to just come right back down the ice, and it was Rosalie Demers who started that 2-on-1, and just a beautiful cross-crease pass over, and Maddie Rooney had no chance on that as we're ready to get back into action to the left of Anne-Renee Desbiens. Sarah Nurse lines up against the Team Harvey's goal scorer, Haley Skamara. 9:52 to go here in this first period. Shot 6-1 in favor of Team Adidas so far, but deadlocked at 1 apiece on the scoreboard as Jill Saulnier able to force the turnover, and it's sent back to the point. Picked up by Jinsey Dunn. She'll send it in cross ice, but it's picked off and sent ahead for Demers. Demers saucer pass through the middle, looking for Skamara, but a step offside, so the whistle goes.
And of course, these teams did meet during the weekend in Montreal back in October. Team Adidas winning the matchup between these two teams by a score of 4-2. Interestingly, all 4 teams from that opening weekend actually finished 1-1. The only difference is one game finished in overtime. So coming into this weekend, Team Sonnet was in first place by virtue of having their win in regulation and their loss in overtime. And Harvey's technically sitting in 4th place because their win came in overtime and their loss came in regulation. But it just shows the balance that there really is between these 4 teams.
So much talent, like we've seen it earlier today with the Scotiabank and Sonnet teams. Just excellent hockey, and it's continuing here into the evening. So we're back underway as Team Harvey's will send it in to the Team Adidas zone. Fast goes D to LaRock. LaRock tries to send it ahead to Dostaller, but that hopped over her stick, and able to work it ahead into the Team Adidas zone was Shaver just for a second. As that pass a little too far, icing be waved off and channel back to collect it behind the Harvey's net. Second chance now squirts loose to Shaver. Shaver to Richards as she dodges Renata Fast, and they both go down. LaRock has to hurry as she's being worked over hard by Shaver, and Shaver able to knock the puck loose. Back behind the net, the goal scorer Gribbins picks it up. She's being worked over hard behind the net, but it comes loose for Team Adidas. Fast right back in her defensive position. Centering pass a little bit too far, and Fortino will cycle it down low. Comes loose, LaRock ahead. Missed the pass, picked up by Grushow. Grushow in front of the net looking for Larson. Larson able to settle that down, and Grushow sends it back to the point. Steckline, the shot on. Fast caught that. Line drive out of the air. And Dostler tries to get it out, but Lee Steckline able to hold the line. A tired Team Adidas unit stuck on the ice. As Dostler working down low as well as LaRock. It's finally poked loose by Fast. She'll leave it for LaRock. LaRock spins away from a check. Cross ice for Fast. Fast, long pass up the ice, tipped in by Gribbins. And full sail changes now coming for Team Adidas. Desbiens leaves it for Fortino, ahead to Grushow. Over for Steckline. Ahead for Jesse Eldridge, has Clark with her. Clark behind the net, Eldridge picks that up. Marie-Philippe Poulin trailing off the bench out of the play, and she's right into the play, almost able to force a turnover there as Jones sends it ahead. DiGirolamo has that knocked off her stick by Harmon, and she's able to stay with it, and it's picked up by Jess Jones. Jones trying to corral it out front, looking for Willoughby, but it hit a skate and right into the glove of Anne-Renee Desbiens. She'll take no chances and cover up with 7:09 to go here in the first period.
DiGirolamo has been all over the ice here in this opening 12 minutes and 51 seconds. The graduate of Syracuse University, played for the Orange, has just been phenomenal. It seems like the puck is following her around everywhere she goes, as she's been able to make so many nice plays here in the early going.
And with 5 defensemen tonight and that extra ice time, a lot of these defensemen on Team Adidas are going to be a lot more noticeable tonight with the minutes they'll be logging, as Jesse Eldritch works it around. A nice move past Edie and got the shot away, but Maddie Rooney stands tall as she makes her toughest save of the evening so far. Rougeau had trouble settling it down. A quick pass looking for Poulin in the slot. Poulin stays with it, has Harmon streaking in off the point. She'll just leave it and go off on a change as Harmon steps up from the point. Picked up by Rattray. Rattray trying to work around the Team Adidas defender, unable to do so, and it's picked up by Larocque as she'll send it through the middle for Stacy. Harmon, cross ice for Jackie Greco. She looked up ice for Rattray. That was picked off by Larocque, and now Maganiti. They'll send it up the right side. That's picked off and sent towards the goal. And Sarah Nurse able to pick it up just for a second, but a good stick lift by Scamara, and she'll send it deep to the left of Maddie Rooney, where Maganiti will go collect. Back for Nurse, tried to reverse it. 2 white jerseys there. And it's worked ahead. Jill Saulnier trying to get the Jets going. She'll try to burn past Channel. Still with the puck, Jill Saulnier out to Nurse. And now Kendall Coyne. Coyne circles around, over for Fast. Fast, a shot on. That was blocked in front by Channel. And picked up by Scamara, and she'll force it out to neutral zone. Sarah Nurse able to pick it up and send it right back ahead for Renata Fast. She'll drop it for Jinsey Dunn. Dunn rims it around the boards, and Coyne will reverse it behind the net for Fast. Out for Saulnier, tried to go short side on Desbiens, but just wide of the net. Sustained pressure here from Team Adidas. Finally, Team Harvey's with a bit of open ice, and Sophia Shaver will work it out, but it's turned over, and Sarah Nurse comes away. Sarah Nurse in on a breakaway, deeks to the backhand, scores!
What a beautiful move by Sarah Nurse, forehand to backhand around the leg of Desbiens. And I don't care what goaltender you've got in there, a player like Sarah Nurse with those kind of hands is going to make that move and is going to beat any goalie in the world any day of the week. A beautiful goal by Sarah Nurse makes it 2-1 for Team Adidas.
And a great individual effort. She was able to force the turnover in the neutral zone, and as she forced that turnover, she was able to catch Team Harvey's on the change and get off to the races, and a quick backhand deep makes no mistake to get it past Desbiens, and Team Adidas will take the lead back with just under 5 minutes to go here in this first period. Team Adidas works it back ahead, and will try to get another chance. Good play by Fortino to bat it out of the air, as she had Willoughby closing down on her. DiGirolamo flips it up and out. That's handled by Laura Fortino. Fortino, quick backhand pass over for Steckline ahead, as that hits the skate. And now battling along the boards, picked up by Vespa. Vespa being worked over by Grushow. It's finally picked up out of the fray by Alex Poznikov. And now picked up by Larson. Larson ahead for Fortino, stepping up in the rush, collides with her own teammate. But Grushow able to force a turnover on the slot. Rebound comes out. What a save by Maddie Rooney on the rebound. They score. An unbelievable initial stop by Maddie Rooney as she outstretched her pad all the way, but Alexa Grushow on the doorstep, able to put that rebound home and tie it right back up quickly again.
Great play by Grushow to stay with that puck. A save that I thought definitely ended the sequence when Rooney made that save with the leg stretched out, but Grushow stays with the play, stays with the puck, and is patient enough to find it and tuck it just underneath the leg that came off the ice just enough for Team Harvey's to tie up this game about a minute after they fell behind.
Rooney out to play it, turned over by Poulin. Rooney can't find it as she's out of the net. Finally able to get it out of harm's way and picked up by Jill Saulnier. Saulnier through the middle, Tries to settle down that puck, went for the pass, turned over to Eldridge, but then turned over once again, picked up by Team Harvey's. They're finally able to settle it down, and Jesse Eldridge works it down into the Adidas zone, but it's picked up by Renata Fast, and she'll send it ahead for Schofield. Kendall Coyne Schofield ahead for Fast as she was going to the net, looking for the redirection, was unable to get it. And Vespa has to cover the point, but it's picked out of the fray, and Emily Clark will work it ahead. Clark being worked over by DiGirolamo. It's pulled loose by Rattray. Back to the point. D-to-D pass for Greco, sends one through. Flurry of bodies, unable to get it on net. And it's once again turned over. And Rattray being worked over in the corner by DiGirolamo, and a lot of bodies down low there. Finally, DiGirolamo able to find up a little bit of free space, but Jamie Lee Rattray right on her back, able to force another turnover before it's finally batted out to center ice by Team Adidas. Greco throws it down the ice on the far side. First one on it will be Laura Stacy. She'll reverse it, and that's worked ahead. Vespa has to hurry, but a good play by Sophia Shaver right off the bench, able to get right into the mix. And it's worked ahead. Back the other way comes Team Harvey's. DeGeorge lost the puck, and it's sent ahead. Potomac, good defensive play by Fortino to knock Potomac off the puck. DeGeorge down low, looking for a passing option. None opens up, so she'll try to cycle it down low, but all the Team Adidas bodies down there as well, and it comes loose to Jinsey Dunn. Dunn over for DiGirolamo, ahead for Potomac. Potomac leaves it for Kristen O'Neill, and she'll work her way through center ice down the left wing. O'Neill centering pass, nobody there. In a blue and yellow jersey. Laura Stacy able to hold the line right on the stick of O'Neill. O'Neill had LaRock going to the net, unable to cleanly get that pass off, and Bailey Larson picks it up through center, and she'll send it down deep on Rooney, who leaves it for Fast. Renata Fast works her way through. A couple of defenders, has Poznikov draped all over her. She'll circle back and throw a quick backhand saucer pass over to her defense partner, LaRock. Now Gribben sends it ahead behind the net of Debian, picked up by Harmon. She'll send it over on the near side before it's sent back in by LaRock. Harmon now has a second chance. She'll leave it for Poznikov. Rims it around the boards for Larson. Larson, that gets by LaRock, and that'll go all the way down the ice for an icing against Team Harvey's. Don't forget to check out shoppwhpa.com for player jerseys and apparel. All of the profits go directly to the players, as we're now in the last minute of play in the first period.
And just a quick summary on those two most recent goals. At 14:53, it was Sarah Nurse getting her first goal, first point of the year. And then at 15:58 for Team Harvey's to tie it up, Alexa Gruschow getting her first goal and first point of the year.
Team Adidas works it down low. Debian has to hurry as Jill Saulnier right on the attack. From Halifax, Nova Scotia, Saulnier, one of the mainstays on the Canadian national team now. Worked out to center. Jinsey Dunn will just throw the puck down on the near side. Saulnier trying to be the first one on it as she collides with Harmon behind the net. That was turned over, and Nurse kind of just batted the stick of Jesse Eldridge, and the puck went right into the glove of Anne-Renee Debian with 25 seconds to go in the period.
A very dangerous chance there for Nurse, just hitting the stick of Eldridge, and Anne-Renee Debian had to be very sharp there, as I don't think she was expecting a shot to be coming from that spot at that time, but got the glove out and made the save.
Team Harvey's wins the faceoff. Greco sends it around for Clark. Clark looking for Poulin. Good active stick by O'Neill to disrupt that, but Poulin so tenacious on the forecheck. She'll work her way down low on Stacy. And Clark down low was looking for Poulin. A long stretch pass ahead for Stacy. She'll have to hurry. Couldn't settle it down cleanly. Potomac down the left side. The period comes to a close. Potomac got the shot away, but I believe it was after the buzzer, but Debian makes the save nonetheless. So the first period comes to an end. The score 2-2 between Team Harvey's and Team Adidas. Shots 8-5 in favor of Team Adidas. Michael.
Wow. Sometimes the only word you can use is wow. What a period. Back and forth, a goal and then a goal and then a goal and then a goal, and you know, So much action happening so quickly in this game, and the pace of play has been so fast. It was just remarkable that we got through these 20 minutes, and I think it only took us about 22 minutes in total because, yes, we had 4 goals, but there were hardly any whistles other than that.
So we'll step aside for the first intermission. A quick interview coming down low with Jessica DiGirolamo, who seems like she was on the ice for the whole 20 minutes. So we'll step aside and be back for the second period of play here in Truro.
All right, we're ringside with Jess DiGirolamo. Jess, potting that first goal, I think they credit it to Kelly Gribbins, but tell us what you saw in that play.
We were on the power play there for a little bit. I forget who it was who won the draw back to me, and I saw Pooh coming in hard, so I wanted to get the shot on net. And it was a good screen in front by Gribbins, and it went right in.
That's awesome. And I caught you actually before the game in the stands, taping your stick with a bunch of fans around you. Tell us a little bit maybe about your pre-game rituals.
Yeah, well, they were trying to get my brand new stick. I wanted to tape that stick in the stands. Bad idea. That's usually my game day ritual. But I had a few fans. I want to say fans, but they thought I was Sarah Nurse. So I don't know. I don't think we look alike, but I'll take it.
Well, that's a valuable stick either way. Team Adidas finding their chemistry here in Truro. What can we expect from you guys in the second period?
Yeah, I mean, we got our feet under us that period, and we're excited for the next 2. We just need to play together and get shots on net.
Awesome. Good luck the rest of the game.
To every little girl watching, we see you.
We believe the time is now to make history. This game continues to grow. Progress has been made, but we haven't gotten far enough.
It's important to have a sustainable women's hockey league, and we want the next generation to have equality.
It's not like we've put in less sweat, it's that we've gotten less opportunities, and it's time that it changes.
Equal sweat deserves equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity. Equal opportunity.
Check out Nylander's new stick. Little something we came up with. Particle accelerator technology. Wow, that pops. Amazing, right?
Interesting. But if you want to see a real breakthrough, I just saved even more bundling Sonnet home and auto insurance. Totally online in only minutes.
Wow. Take a moment, save a bundle. Visit sonnet.ca.
That'll be 93 cents, please.
To create the best, you need to work with the best. Our skates have the best fit ever made.
So good.
Yeah, that's Game Ready Fit. To make sure our skates are crafted for speed, we bring to life the greatest innovations. Combined with the best blades in the industry, It's no surprise the best choose the best.
There's something uniquely homegrown about it. Getting up a little earlier, hearing no and doing it anyway. Sure, we dream our dreams, but work a whole lot harder at making them reality. And that's part of what makes all of us at Canada's Own Fresh Attitude so proud to be homegrown and local, so inspired to bring you our best too, and so ready to get up and yell and cheer with all our glowing hearts for the melodies. And all of those will take the word can't and turn it into can and bring a whole new meaning to the word Canadian.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Timbits of Wisdom.
The advice show for grown-ups by Timbits.
My son has tons of assists, but he's upset he has no goals.
You can't always be the winner.
How can I relax?
Get more sleep.
What do you think I should do?
Just talk to them. The other team has feelings too.
What's the meaning of life?
Just have fun. Who is asking that question?
These dimensions are way off. Who built this? Show yourselves.
What is this?
He topped his Harvey's burger just the way he wanted. Extra pickles. Now he thinks he's in charge of everything.
These barbecues even work?
He's the intern, right?
He's gone mad with power.
Am I the only one who knows how to architect?
I'm the boss now. Oh, better believe it. I'm the boss now. Now come on, it's a beautiful thing.
The sun is out. The music is in your control. Your crush is here. The vibe is good. Vizzy Hard Seltzer is a vibe.
To every little girl watching, we see you.
We believe the time is now to make history. This game continues to grow. Progress has been made, but we haven't gotten far enough.
It's important to have a sustainable women's hockey league, and we want the next generation to have equality.
It's not like we've put in less sweat, it's that we've gotten less opportunities, and it's time that it changes.
Equal sweat deserves equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity. Equal opportunity.
To every little girl watching, we see you.
We believe the time is now to make history. This game continues to grow. Progress has been made, but we haven't gotten far enough.
It's important to have a sustainable women's hockey league, and we want the next generation to have equality.
It's not like we've put in less sweat, it's that we've gotten less opportunities, and it's time that it changes.
Equal sweat deserves equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity. Equal opportunity.
Welcome back inside the Rath Eastlink Community Center in Truro, Nova Scotia for the second period of play in the final PWHPA Showcase game this evening before we're back in action Saturday. Team Harvey's and Team Adidas tied at 2 apiece after the first period of play. Michael, what can you say about that first period? Just back and forth once again.
Lots of action, lots of scoring. We had 4 goals in one period, so much to talk about, and just great passing, great shooting, and just a couple of quick updates on some of the scoring information. The goal scored by Alexa Grushow was actually assisted by Bailey Larson and by Sophia Shaver, so there were a couple assists added to that one. The rest of the scoring, we've already gone through all of the summary of that. Shots on goal, as you mentioned earlier, 8-5 for Team Adidas in that opening period. But we saw a lot of action in that first. I think what both coaches had to say in that intermission was we need to just settle things down a little bit here. Maybe not quite so much run and gun, a little bit more system play, a little bit more of just slowing it down and taking it easy and simplifying the game. And I think you'll see the defenses starting to tighten up a little bit more here in this second period.
And it was Team Adidas who'd get a goal, and then a minute after or so, both times, Team Harvey's with the quick response. It'll be interesting to see if that keeps up here in this second period, but already more goals in one period than we've seen in the whole last game, as Sarah Nurse and Marie-Philippe Poulin had a word at center ice, 2 of the best on Team Cando lineup for the face-off as we get underway here in this second period between Team Harvey's and Team Adidas.
And it's always interesting to see where, you know, teammates at one level, they play together on the national team, become opponents at another level when you're playing your professional hockey here. And that knowledge of each other's game, how it ends up playing into how you play against each other over the course of these 60 minutes.
And Team Harvey's gains possession off the draw. Lee Steckline will send it in deep on the far side, picked up by Steckline as she was trying to hold the zone, and Kendall Coyne uses that speed as she works her way down the right wing, gets a backhander on Anne-Renee Desbiens, able to hug that post and make the stop. Back on the near side, fast. Back across for Sarah Nurse. Nurse spins away from Clark. Clark trying to force a turnover on Nurse. She knocks a stick out of Nurse's hands and almost led to a 2-on-1, but it's knocked out of the Team Adidas zone and picked back up by Steckline. Over for Fortino ahead. And they'll work it back the other way as Team Adidas able to pick it off, and it's tipped down deep into the zone. Laura Stacy picks it up. She'll spin and try to rim it all the way around. Back to the point, Jinsey Dunn off the bench. O'Neill couldn't settle down the loose puck, and it works back out. And Team Harvey's back on the forecheck. Scamara works it ahead. Jinsey Dunn takes a quick peek over her shoulder and sends it up the boards for O'Neill. Kristen O'Neill slows up. She'll go behind her own net and leave it for Dunn, but Dunn didn't handle it cleanly, and Rattray almost got that served to her on a platter, but Team Adidas able to regroup, and O'Neill sends it all the way around the boards and down the ice, and that will be not an icing. I thought for sure it was going to be an icing, but waved off at the last second. And Savannah Harmon works it around the boards, picked up by Lorianne Rougeau. Back for Harmon. Ahead, that got through the legs of Rattray. And down deep in the Team Adidas zone, picked up by Willoughby. Behind the net for Edie, has to hurry as DeGeorge able to force the turnover behind the net as they battle. It's picked up out of the pile by Kayla Vespa and then turned over at the other end as Jess Jones was going for that one-touch pass. And she's able to work it ahead, and now a 2-on-1 the other way. Vespa and Willoughby. Kayla Vespa in, shot! And Debian caught a piece of it with the shoulder, and it is cleared out of harm's way and back into the neutral zone. Edie. Cross for DiGirolamo. Works it ahead, picked up by Harmon, and she'll send a rink-wide pass over for Channel. Channel works it down deep. The defensewoman pushing up off the point, picked up by DeGeorge. Pass out in the slot. And a point-blank chance from Jackie Greco stepping in off the right point, but Maddie Rooney stays square the whole way through and is able to make the save. Just under 3 minutes elapsed here in this second period.
It seems like what Team Harvey's is doing right now is they are fully aware of the fact that Team Adidas is shorthanded on the back end. So they are making every defender, every time they touch the puck, have to move it quickly, have to make a quick decision, and they're hoping that what that's going to do is cause fatigue to set in over the course of later into the second period and into the third, and to be able to take advantage of those mistakes that are caused by fatigue as the game goes on.
And Steckline working at the left point. She'll send it all the way around for Jessie Eldridge. Out for Poulin, was looking for the quick one-timer on her off wing, but it's worked back out by Team Adidas. Saulnier being worked over hard by Steckline in the corner, out to help our two members of each team. Saulnier pulls it out of the pile. Nurse smacking her stick on the ice, looking for the pass. She gets it. That's worked over on the left side. Renata Fast steps in off the point and sends it back behind the net. A little too far for Saulnier. And Steckline will skate it out to the blue line, but not fully out, as Nurse able to force a turnover. Out for Coyne. Coyne back for Dunn. She goes D to D for Renata Fast, trying to find some open room. She'll send it through the middle for Jill Saulnier, as that was deflected back behind the net. Poulin leaves it for Steckline and will curl off on a change. As Fortino works her way out. Nurse whacks away at it. Puck still loose, just in front of the Team Harvey's bench. And it's picked up by Renata Fast. Quick stretch pass for Stacy. As the defense on Team Harvey's were changing. O'Neill cuts to the middle, runs into Grushau, but Fast able to gain possession. Cross ice passes, looking for Stacy. That caught a stick. Now back over for Fast on the right wing. Shot comes in. Potomac was right in front, but Debian saw it and was able to quickly glove it down.
Debian doing good movement there with her upper body to make sure she was able to see around the very well set screen of Potomac, but Debian able to see around, able to fight through it and make a nice glove save there with 4:08 gone here in the second.
Face off to the left of Van Renee Debian. Dostler lines up against Scamara. Won by Scamara of Team Harvey's and worked back and ahead. Scamara gets the breakout. She'll send it ahead. Rattray has to hurry. Icing waved off as Rattray was winning the race against Edie. Pulled out by Rattray. Goes for the wraparound. Rooney able to hug the post and make the stop, but it's worked back down low by Scamara, and she'll leave it for Rattray. Penalty coming up as Larocque got the stick in between the skates of Rattray, and Jamie Lee Rattray able to use that quick footwork down low to draw a penalty.
A little bit of bad luck there for Jocelyn Larocque as she got her arm just a little bit too far around to the side and the stick coming just a little bit underneath. There was certainly no intent to try and trip her up there, as it wasn't a very dangerous play, but the fact of the matter is it was a trip, it was the correct call, and so now Team Harvey's getting their first power play of the game, and they have yet to score on the power play this season. Team Adidas has given up a power play goal. They gave up one in their game against Team Scotiabank back on that weekend in Montreal back in October.
Sarah Nurse shown under the face-off dot. Saulnier will come in to line up against Marie-Philippe Poulin. Poulin has Clark and Eldridge with her as Saulnier jumps the gun a bit early. And it's won cleanly back by Poulin to Fortino at the point. Over for Steckline. Steckline down low. Eldridge looking for Steckline. Nurse able to deflect that. And Clark will shield it down low, and it comes loose. To the point, Fortino over for Poulin. Poulin cross ice pass. Steckline, that was blocked in front by her own teammate Eldridge. Able to clear it out to the blue line was Team Adidas, but not fully out. Clark in the high slot leaves it for Poulin. Back to Fortino. Over for Steckline at the right face-off circle. Over for Poulin at the left. Poulin cross ice pass. Steckline shot. What a save by Rooney on the rebound. They score. Picture perfect passing by the power play of Team Harvey's, and it'll be Jesse Eldridge who finishes it off in front of the blue paint.
And that is a direct result of the way Team Harvey's just crashed at the net after that initial shot. You saw all 5 players in white were between the 2 hash marks there, and Rooney made the initial save, but when you've got that many offensive players that close to you, any sort of a rebound at all is too much of a rebound, and Maddie Rooney ended up giving up enough of a rebound there that Harvey's were able to take advantage and take their first lead of the game.
Adidas gets it back off the draw, worked ahead. Vespa cuts to the middle fast. Good job to back her up. And Jess Jones will spin around looking for Fast, who is stepping up in the play, but it's knocked off her stick. And it goes back to Edie. She'll send it in deep. Rougeau over to Harmon. She'll send it ahead for Bailey Larson. Larson sends it on that. Rooney will be forced to cover up as Alex Poznikov was first on the forecheck, and she's got some wheels.
Jesse Eldridge getting that goal for Team Harvey's, and for Eldridge, that's her first goal, first point of the year. The assists going to Lee Steckline and Marie-Philippe Poulin on the power play. And so Team Harvey's, as we mentioned, their first lead of the night after Team Adidas went up 1-0 and went up 2-1. Now Harvey's gets to go up 3-2.
Stacy back behind the net for Dunn. Dunn, long pass ahead for Potomac. Potomac sees DiGirolamo streaking through the middle, but Stacy just a step offside.
And if DiGirolamo had been able to take that pass cleanly, I think that offside is prevented, but it was just enough that she had to try and settle the puck down. That slowed her up enough that Stacy, her speed was just a little bit too much, and that is what pulled her in offside.
Face-off warning as O'Neill lines up against DeGeorge. Comes loose for Team Harvey's. Quick pass ahead, picked up by Shaver, but she lost it, and Potomac will gather it at center ice. Sarah Potomac down the right wing, one-on-one. Works her way past one defender, still has it on her stick, and she'll send it back to the point for Dunn. Dunn walks the line, unable to get the shot through, and it's picked up by DeGeorge, but a good play by Potomac, able to knock it off her stick. Sent ahead, Stacy on the forecheck. Down low comes Potomac to help DeGeorge. Shields it behind the net, kicks it out for Channel. Channel, nice pass ahead to Shaver, but that just got caught in her skates for 1 second, and Fast was able to get back and leave it for Jinsey Dunn. Dunn, rink-wide pass for Sarah Nurse. She tried to send it ahead for Saulnier. That hit the stick of Kristen Richards as she peels off for a change. And eventually, Harvey's gets it back. Steckline gives it right up to Nurse, and Nurse will feed it through the middle, where it's picked up by Fortino of Team Harvey's. Left for Scamra down the left wing. She'll send it in deep. Rooney out of her net to play it. LaRock back behind the net for Nurse. Nurse just flips it out of her own end. It's Jill Saulnier hard on the forecheck as she hooks up Steckline. Puck work back into the Team Adidas zone, picked up by Fast. Fast, cross ice for LaRock, stepping up in the play. She has some room. Down the left wing, Jocelyn LaRock, centering pass, looking for Nurse, but Nurse got her stick held up for just a split second by Lee Steckline. The puck comes all the way back in to the Adidas zone. Dangerous pass up the middle, picked off by Steckline at center ice, but Adidas able to force a turnover, and Kayla Vespa works in, tried to center the pass through the middle to Coyne, but that was picked off by Team Harvey's. Poulin tries to work it out, being hassled by Willoughby. Eventually is picked up by Steckline. Steckline logging a ton of minutes here tonight as well, as she flips it down ice and goes off for a much-deserved rest. DiGirolamo, speaking of a lot of ice time, gets tripped up. The penalty is coming on the play, so Team Adidas will go back to the power play. Already one power play goal on the night. See if they can get another.
And a neutral zone penalty taken by Team Harvey's. Better than an offensive zone penalty to take, I suppose, but you never want to take a penalty in the neutral zone or in the offensive zone if it can be at all avoided. And so Harvey's now has to kill off another penalty. They gave up a power play goal the first time they were shorthanded back in the first period. So far tonight, we've seen 2 penalties in this game. We've seen 2 power play goals. This now the third shorthanded situation.
And it'll be Marie-Philippe Poulin off for Team Harvey's. So it's work cross ice. Jones in front, got the shot away, was looking for the redirect from Stacy, but cleared out of harm's way as she patted that aside, and it's sent down the ice by Team Harvey's. Rooney out to collect, and she'll leave it for Jinsey Dunn behind the net. Dunn ahead for Stacy. Stacy gathers it, passes it ahead for O'Neill. Kristen O'Neill, good stick lift there, and sent down the ice by Posnikoff. Dunn has to hurry. Bailey Larson, aggressive penalty kill here from Team Harvey's. Larson curls off to the bench to get a quick change in as Team Adidas is breaking out. Kristen O'Neill being worked over by Posnikoff. She'll have to send it back for Nurse, who will circle around in her own end and send it back for Jill Saulnier. Saulnier gets around one but was unable to get around the other as Nurse and Kendall Coyne collide at center ice. Team Adidas able to work it through. Coyne. Saulnier, in front was looking for Coyne as one of the Team Harvey's defenders went barreling in to Desbiens. Desbiens able to just narrowly dodge that. As Rooney having some trouble playing it outside of her crease. It's picked up by Fast with 38 seconds to go in the penalty to Poulin. Barak will settle it down behind her net, try to force a breakout. Doesn't see anything she likes, so she'll head to the other side and send it ahead for Fast. Fast ahead for Saulnier. Good stick lift by Jamie Lee Rattray, able to force a turnover on some tired power play unit, and almost got away. Picked up by Fast, over for Nurse. Nurse, Rattray right back on the attack. Eldridge there as well, and nothing doing on this power play for Team Adidas as Poulin will step out of the box. The Team Harveys will work it ahead. Fortino to Poulin out of the box. She'll deflect that deep in. As Dunn back to collect. Poulin able to force the turnover as Poulin and Dunn get mixed up behind the net. Comes loose. And it's rolling a bit on Vespa. She'll just send it all the way down the ice, and it will be an icing against Team Adidas. PWHPA wishes to express thanks to our partners Budweiser, Tim Hortons, Vizzy, Blademaster, and Noble Estates. We'd also like to thank our premier partners, Secret Deodorant, CCM Hockey, Bank, Scotia, and Sonnet Insurance.
Big offensive zone face-off here for Team Harvey's, already carrying a 1-goal lead, but Team Adidas doing a good job winning that draw in their own zone, although nearly a dangerous play there by Jinsey Dunn, bringing the puck right in front of her own net.
Puck comes in front of the net again. Deidre Alamo will send it ahead to Willoughby. Willoughby gains center. Flips it in deep. That hit the lines person. But it comes loose to Willoughby. She has some room. Goes for the centering pass. Fanned on it. She'll come loose with it. Send it back to the point for Dunn. That was deflected by Harmon of Team Harvey's. And she'll pick it back up and work her way through neutral ice. Savannah Harmon almost had it turned over, but Scamera, a nice play to force a turnover. Haley Scamera and glove stop made by Maddie Rooney. Great hand-eye from Haley Scamera to knock down that passing attempt, and an even better save by Maddie Rooney. DeGirolamo works it out, and Channel will pick it up in her zone. Stacy working alongside Clark down low, picked up now by Poulin. Trying to shake some check, she'll rim it ahead. And out comes Emily Clark. Poulin racing to the middle of the ice. Emily Clark, good play by Megan Eady to disrupt the passing option. Eldridge down on the attack. Finally pulled loose by Poulin, back to the point. Channel at the left point into the slot for Clark, was looking for that deflection, and Maddie Rooney will be more than happy to cover up as we get our commercial break here in the second period.
Scamera, when she was growing up, was a tennis player, so no big surprise she's got the good hands there to knock down a puck out of midair. Says she also likes to hike, go kayaking, and do puzzles, so a little bit of brain work there to go with the good hand-eye coordination. Great play there by the Buffalo, New York native.
Yeah, just some great hand-eye to knock that pass down, and then Maddie Rooney caught a piece of it with her glove and was just able to deflect it into that left side corner to keep this a 3-2 game. Scamera already with a goal here tonight, that close to getting her second.
And you know that the next time Team USA gets together, Scamera is going to have a couple of words for her teammate Maddie Rooney on, you know, if I had gone just a little bit lower with that shot, I might have had a better chance.
backup goaltenders tonight for each team. Team Marlene Boissonneau for Team Harvey's. From Dundee, New Brunswick, another one of those Maritimers in the PWHPA tonight. She played last year. I'm sure she'll get a start as well this season. And then Erin Frankel, another American, backing up Maddie Rooney here tonight. I'm sure she'll see some action. A lot of talented goaltenders from the game earlier and then the game today. There's so much talent between the pipes in Canada and the US and even over in Europe as well.
It's not a big surprise why Canada and the U.S. are the world leaders when it comes to women's hockey. And it starts just like building any team. It starts from the net out, and there's so many great goaltenders all throughout North America. And it comes from these players teaching the next generation of players as well. So you know that the future is going to be just as bright all across both of these countries.
Poulin down low being worked over by both Fast and Nurse. Comes loose, picked up by Larocque. Over for Fast, she'll try to work it out, and she does. Kendall Coyne unable to settle that down cleanly as Poulin works over her just in front of the Team Harvey's bench with 7.5 to go here in this second period. Cross ice pass for Saulnier. Jill Saulnier slows it down. Clark is barreling in right behind her, almost able to force a turnover, but Saulnier pulls it loose and sends it over for Fast. Fast to her D partner Larocque. Nurse, nifty tip through the legs, almost got through, but it's picked off by Shaver and a delayed offside coming, so Shaver had to wait to tag up. So Saulnier able to get that loose puck and send it down deep into the Team Harvey zone as she's brushed aside by Lee Steckline. Long pass through the middle was tipped ahead by Shaver, almost disrupting that. Fresh off the bench was Jess Jones. Team Harvey's able to get it right back to George. Leaves it for Shaver. She'll spin and fire down ice and go off on a change. It's Rooney out to collect it behind the net. Leaves it for Dunn. Jinsey Dunn ahead for Jones. Jones leaves it for Vespa, gaining speed through the neutral zone. Over for Willoughby. Tried to get the shot away. Fanned on it. It's left behind the net. Dunn able to hold the zone. She'll send it down low, but right on a stick of Team Harvey's, and Lorianne Rougeau will gain the Team Adidas zone and send it down low. Dunn picks it off, and she'll leave it for Vespa. Vespa unable to get it out. Rougeau trying to find the puck. It comes loose to Poznikov, was rolling on her, unable to get a clean shot away. And you can kind of see the fatigue now setting in for Team Adidas. There's a much better period here from Team Harvey's as Grushow's shot just went wide of the net, and Willoughby able to pull it loose. She'll gain center, send it down on the far side. And full sail changes ahead for Team Adidas. Pass ahead, Grushow has Larson with her. She'll gain entry into the Team Adidas zone, send it down deep. She tries to box out Edie. Dossler, Rattray there as well, into join the fun as Renata Fast. Cross ice pass was looking for Gribbins a little too far, and Jackie Greco back to collect. She'll spin and fire, but able to pick that one up was Gribbins, and she'll cycle it down low. Demirs on the near side. We'll leave for a channel. She wraps it all the way around, and Greco has to hurry as the oncoming forechecker is able to force the turnover. That's pulled loose, sent down low from Gribbins. Gribbins, good play by Greco defensively, able to force a turnover, and it comes loose to Scamera. Tries to poke it ahead, but great offensive zone pressure by Team Adidas as they look to get a quick change. Long stretch pass by Demers was looking for Rattray, sneaking in behind the Team Adidas defense, but just a hair too far. Now Larocque will send it all the way around. Only sweaters there are white as Eldridge will spin away from Potomac and send it back to the point where Clark was coming off the bench. Back down low for Eldridge. Up top, that hops over the stick of Steckline. And out of her crease is Anne-Renee Desbiens. Sends it to Steckline. Cross ice pass for Fortino. She'll send it ahead for Clark. Clark, great pass ahead for Eldridge and a 2-on-1. Jesse Eldridge in, tried to go far side on Maddie Rooney, just missed. Might have been looking for that low shot for the rebound to kick right out onto the tape of Poulin, but just wide on the right side of Maddie Rooney as the puck's worked back out to Clark. Clark battling for it right in front of the penalty box area. 4 minutes to go here in this second period. They're battling right in front of that home penalty box. Finally worked out by Poulin. Pass ahead for Eldridge. Eldridge works it ahead. She's knocked down by Larocque, and that's going to be a penalty against Jocelyn Larocque with 3:50 to go here in this period. Want to stay up to date with the PWHPA action? Sign up for the newsletter at pwhpa.com/connect.
I hate being critical of the referees. You know, so much of the time if we do talk about them, it's because of something negative. But I really feel like that play, Larocque just stood her ground. She let the other player skate into her. The other player ends up falling down, and Larocque gets a penalty for that. I feel like Jocelyn Larocque kind of should have been given a little bit more benefit of the doubt on that last one.
But nonetheless, we'll see the dangerous power play of Team Harvey's go back to work. They'll have their second unit on the ice. Right now, Demers covering Rougeau at the point, able to hold the line. Back for Rougeau. Over for Herman up top. To Rattray. Rattray trying to settle down the loose puck. Spins away from a couple checks. But it's pulled loose by Saulnier, and she'll send it down the ice. And Harman has to hurry as Jill Saulnier, relentless on that forecheck as she gets her stick caught in between Harman and will peel off on a change. Will, the Halifax native, Saulnier as Rougeau starts the breakout for Team Harvey's. Ahead for Harman, ahead for Skimura. Skimura went for the cross-ice pass. That was deflected off Maganiti, the Team Adidas defender, and right in on Maddie Rooney, and she'll cover up with 1:09 to go in the penalty to Larocque.
When you've got a player with the skill set of a Jill Saulnier, with the hands that she has, with the tenacity that she has, and when she's in there forechecking like that on a penalty kill, it helps so much. The rest of your penalty killers who are even on the ice get a chance to breathe a little bit, while you know you've got that one player in deep forechecking hard, letting the rest of you get just a little bit of extra breath even while you're on the ice.
Back to the point, Fortino over for Steckline. Steckline into the middle for the deflection. That was deflected just high and wide by Emily Clark. Clark leaves it for Poulin on the left side. Back for Fortino up top. Back for Poulin. Cross-ice pass. Steckline. Shot pad stop made by Maddie Rooney, and just that pass, that cross-ice pass that Poulin seen Steckline with for the goal by Eldridge. She just seen it with her there, and another great opportunity by Team Harvey's, and that's just why Marie-Philippe Poulin's one of the best in the game. The shot comes loose, and Clark able to get a shot from the high slot. That was paddled aside by Rooney, but Team Harvey still with possession with 20 seconds left in their power play. Fortino over for Steckline. Steckline leaves it. She's able to shield it back. Steckline tried to get it back down low for Clark, and Poulin, quick edges, sends it into this high slot. Steckline, wait, shot. That was off the skate of Eldridge as the penalty will expire. A few dangerous opportunities from Team Harvey's, but unable to get one past Maddie Rooney. A minute and 45 left in this second frame. Long stretch pass ahead for Sophia Shaver. Tried to beat Jinsey Dunn wide, but Dunn not allowing it, and Aaron Stick disrupted the play as DeGeorge lost an edge spinning away from Dunn. It's worked ahead. Willoughby, good pass up for Potomac. Potomac has some room on Greco. She'll work her way in, tries to bring it back to the forehand and stuff it on the far side of Desbiens, was unable to get the shot away as O'Neill being worked over on the far side. Pulled loose by Willoughby, but right on the stick of Melissa Channel. As Willoughby still working down low, able to force the turnover, and Potomac sends it back to the point. DiGirolamo, good block from Kristen Richards, and it's sent ahead for DeGeorge over center. Clears it right into DiGirolamo. Able to work it ahead. Vespa for Donovan. Donovan trying to work it down low. Good play by Herman to shield away. And Vespa works it loose as she went for that centering pass. Another chance comes through. And just a bit of a broken play as Vespa feathered that pass through the middle. It hit a couple of bodies in front and then ended up coming loose to Jess Jones, but Desbiens able to make the stop.
And that opportunity actually started from Desbiens making a decision to try and play the puck as it was sent towards the front. I think if Desbiens had let her defenders deal with that puck by themselves, the clearing attempt might have gone a lot better, but Desbiens trying to help out ended up actually being her own worst enemy in that case.
Face-off won by Team Adidas. Fast over for Larocque. Larocque cuts down the left point, has some room, works in, tried to deke to the backhand. Didn't get a clean shot away, but Team Adidas will regain possession. Saulnier winds and fires. That one was just wide of the net as Jones was on the doorstep. Wraparound opportunity comes loose. Saulnier trying to battle for it in front. Couldn't get the shot away, and now Scamera will work it through center. And you see LaRock just kind of put her hands up because she kind of got called for that last time when she got in front of the forechecker, but he said, you couldn't call me this time, as it's worked back in by Harmon. And the second period will come to a close with Team Harvey's leading this one 3-2. So Team Harvey's out shooting Team Adidas 8-6 in that period, and they'll take a 3-2 lead into the intermission. We'll step aside for the second intermission, be back with what is sure to be an entertaining third period with Team Harvey's leading Team Adidas 3-2. Stick around for the intermission interview on the bench.
All right, we're bench side here with Jesse Eldridge. Nice tic-tac-toe play on the Harvey's power play. Put your team up by 1, seeing 3 Montreal-based players on that first unit. Is there some strategy to keeping you 3 together?
I think so. I think we have a lot of fun off the ice, us 3, so we like to see that translate on the ice, and luckily for us, it resulted in a goal that period.
It's working for you right now, and I saw a really cool Jesse Eldridge t-shirt up in the stands. What does it mean to have that kind of support from fans, friends, and family here in Truro?
Yeah, my grandparents have a lot of family from New Brunswick who made the trip here, so for them to be able to get to see me, but not only the best female players in the world live, is special for them and for me.
And training right now regionally with mixed rosters, coming here, you guys had your first practice this morning. What emphasis maybe was there on the special teams unit?
Not much, to be honest. I think that's comes from a bit within. We were on the ice for 25 minutes together today, so all that is happening more behind the scenes on the ice, so it's nice to see that translate on.
Well, you shook the nerves off. Good luck in the third period here. We're excited to see how it finishes.
Thank you.
To every little girl watching, we see you.
We believe the time is now to make history. This game continues to grow. Progress has been made, but we haven't gotten far enough.
It's important to have a sustainable women's hockey league, and we want the next generation to have equality.
It's not like we've put in less sweat, it's that we've gotten less opportunities, and it's time that it changes.
Equal sweat deserves equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity. Equal opportunity.
Check out Nylander's new stick. Little something we came up with. Particle accelerator technology.
Wow, that popped.
Amazing, right?
Interesting. But if you want to see a real breakthrough, I just saved even more bundling Sonnet home and auto insurance. Totally online in only minutes.
Wow. Take a moment, save a bundle. Visit sonnet.ca.
That'll be 93 cents, please.
To create the best, you need to work with the best. Our skates have the best fit ever made.
So good.
Yeah, that's Game Ready Fit. To make sure our skates are crafted for speed, we bring to life the greatest innovations. Combined with the best blades in the industry, it's no surprise the best choose the best.
There's something uniquely homegrown about it. Getting up a little earlier, hearing no and doing it anyway. Sure, we dream our dreams, but work a whole lot harder at making them reality. And that's part of what makes all of us at Canada's Own Fresh Attitude so proud to be homegrown and local. So inspired to bring you our best, too. And so ready to get up and yell and cheer with all our glowing hearts for the melodies. And all of those will take the word can't and turn it into can and bring a whole new meaning to the word Canadian.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Timbits of Wisdom.
The advice show for grown-ups by Timbits.
My son has tons of assists, but he's upset he has no goals.
You can't always be the winner.
How can I relax?
Get more sleep.
What do you think I should do?
Just talk to them. The other team has feelings too.
What's the meaning of life?
Just have fun. Who is asking that question?
These dimensions are way off. Who built this? Show yourselves.
What is this?
He topped his Harvey's burger just the way he wanted. Extra pickles. Now he thinks he's in charge of everything.
These barbecues even work?
He's the intern, right?
He's gone mad with power.
Am I the only one who knows how to architect?
I'm the boss now. Oh, better believe it. I'm the boss now. Now come on, it's a beautiful thing.
The sun is out. The music is in your control. Your crush is here. The vibe is good. Vizzy Hard Seltzer is a vibe.
To every little girl watching, we see you.
We believe the time is now to make history. This game continues to grow. Progress has been made, but we haven't gotten far enough.
It's important to have a sustainable women's hockey league, and we want the next generation to have equality.
It's not like we've put in less sweat. It's that we've gotten less opportunities, and it's time that it changes.
Equal sweat deserves equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity. Equal opportunity.
To every little girl watching, we see you.
We believe the time is now to make history. This game continues to grow. Progress has been made, but we haven't gotten far enough.
It's important to have a sustainable women's hockey league, and we want the next generation to have equality.
It's not like we've put in less sweat. It's that we've gotten less opportunities, and it's time that it changes.
Equal sweat deserves equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity. Equal opportunity.
Welcome back for the third period of play inside the Ralph Eastlink Community Center here in Truro. Noah Poirier with you on the call alongside Michael Petter. And Michael, after 2 periods of play, Team Harvey's leading Team Adidas 3-2. And the difference right now, a power play marker by Team Harvey's in that second frame.
And I think what we're going to see from Team Harvey's as the third period goes on is they're going to start to build a little bit more and a little bit more of that advantage. We're just seeing that this Team Adidas has not enough depth on the blue line. We knew that they were shorthanded coming in without having Curlett, without having Mickelson, without having Krasaniuk as well. You know, you take those 3 defenders out of the mix, and it's just there's not quite enough depth on that blue line right now. So we're going to see the fatigue set in a little bit more and a little bit more as this evening goes on. And I think that's going to play to Team Harvey's advantage. Now, having said that, anytime you've got a team that has a line that has Nurse, Coyne, Schofield, and of course the third one, Saulnier, on that line together, they can strike at any time. So as long as Team Adidas is able to keep it close, stay within a goal, they have that quick strike capability. We could see this game end up tied up again very, very quickly.
And it could be the tides turning. In the first period, we seen it was Team Adidas who struck, and then right away it was Team Harvey's able to get it back. We'll see if Team Adidas can be the ones to get it back here in this third period. But as mentioned, a very fatigued blue line here, but players like Renata Fast and Jessica DiGirolamo, they've been playing excellent in the minutes they've played, which is a lot. And it's very good to see everyone doing their role well, and that blue line is heavy.
And I think the player that everyone is seeing on their screen right now, Maddie Rooney, she is going to be a big key in this third period. She's going to have to help hold those defenders up, help give them the support that they need so that if they do make a mistake caused by fatigue, that she'll be able to back them up, she'll be able to bail them out. Meanwhile, at the other end of the ice, Anne-Renee Desbiens has done a fantastic job as we get a look at her. And she's going to have to just keep doing what she's been doing. She's had a very good game so far. As long as she keeps doing what she's doing, I think Team Harvey's is going to be okay.
Absolutely. Just as we mentioned, time and time again throughout this afternoon and this evening, just the goaltending in both Canada and the United States is in very good hands as we get ready here for the third period of play. Sarah Nurse and Marie-Philippe Poulin will line up against each other for probably at least the 10th time this game, as they're always out there against one another. Face off, won by Nurse that time, and Jocelyn Larocque will pick it up. Another one of those defensemen who's been having a great game for Team Adidas. Tipped in by Schofield. Nurse first on it. She'll poke it through on net, and Desbiens paddles that aside. And it's picked up by Poulin. A quick move past Saulnier. She'll circle back into her own zone. Look for a bit of open ice as she tries to shake Kendall Coyne. Pass ahead, that was too far for Clark, and it'll be an icing call against Team Harvey's. Just 31 seconds gone in this third period of play.
And that icing created directly by Kendall Coyne Schofield, causing all of that havoc with the forecheck, not giving any space or any room to move at all, and gets her team an offensive zone face-off as a result.
And Kendall Coyne Schofield, probably one of the few athletes who can hang with Marie-Philippe Poulin, just able to stay on her that whole time. As Team Harvey's works it ahead, and Lee Steckline will send it into the Team Adidas zone. Jinsey Dunn spins away from Clark, and with one hand on her stick, able to send it ahead for Stacy, who curls back. Laura Stacy has to watch out as it's turned over to Rattray. Rattray sends it in front, an awkward bounce in front of Maddie Rooney, but no one able to get the shot away. As Harmon sends it down low for Scamera, back behind the net for Rattray on the right side. Up top, Lorianne Rougeau able to hold the line. As the puck deflects off the boards and able to whack it away behind the net was Kristen O'Neill. That long reach of Laura Stacey able to poke it ahead and out to neutral ice, but she was caught up on Scamera, still tangled up beside the Team Harvey's bench, and Team Harvey's able to come away with it. Rougeau leaves it for Harmon. Harmon ahead for Rattray. She'll spin and fire it and skate off on a change as it's picked up behind the net by Renata Fast. Over for LaRock, she'll work it ahead. And a cross ice pass a little too far for Jess Jones, and Greco content to just send that up over the red line. It's batted back in by Team Adidas. Kristen Richards through center ice to DeGeorge. DeGeorge, one hand on her stick, tried to send it over for Shaver. And the second chance, just able to hold the line on the left side. This Melissa Channel, she sends one through traffic, and Maddie Rooney able to make that stop. And it's sent ahead, and Willoughby with speed, trying to catch up to Channel. Good play to stay with it. Sends it back to LaRock. Has to be careful as DeGeorge was closing in on her quickly. Willoughby spins and fires one well wide of the net, and it's picked up by Sophia Shaver on the left side. Eeks past Saulnier, and then tips it in past LaRock. Picked up by Jinsey Dunn of Team Adidas. With speed away through center, sends it down for Kendall Coyne-Schofield as she batted it, and it's turned over. Saulnier picks it loose, deeks to the backhand, goes forehand as she went backhand forehand, and we finally get a whistle here as the official couldn't see the puck. As it looked like Saulnier was making that quick deke to the backhand, and she brought it right back on her forehand, but Anne-Renee Desbiens staying with it the whole time through.
And that caused by something you almost never see, Laura Fortino coughing up a puck. Fortino normally very sure-handed, very steady when she's got that puck, but it just slipped out of her control, and Saulnier able to take advantage and get a good scoring opportunity, but Desbiens again bailing out her defender on that case.
And it's just that bulldog mentality we've seen from Jill Saulnier all night long as she takes the pass from Desbiens right on her stick. That bulldog mentality, she's on every loose puck just in the face of the opponent every single shift, and she was almost able to get rewarded for it there as Desbiens out to play it behind her own net, leaves it for Steckline. That pass was deflected, but it comes through to Eldridge, and she makes a nice move past Stacy. Jessie Eldridge, nice hands, almost got by DiGirolamo, and Maddie Rooney out with a poke check. And Team Adidas able to clear out the center ice, but right back on the attack are Team Harvey's led by Jessie Eldridge. She'll send it in deep and make her way to the bench after a great shift. As Harmon gets tangled up with Stacy, Stacy loses her footing, and Harmon able to shield away from Potomac, but unable to get a clean clearance out, and it comes back to the point fast. The shot on just wide of the net. It hit a couple of bodies in front as Kristen O'Neill working over Rougeau down low. Pulled loose by Grushow. Alexa Grushow has Larson with her. Poznikov streaking through on the left side, turned over and sent back ahead, but turned over once again as Poznikov came over. The shot comes through by Grushow. That was swatted aside by Maddie Rooney. Great play by Poznikov, who was on the left wing, but was able to come back left to right. A shot on by Fast, and a quick glove of Desbiens going to work once again. As mentioned, it was down in that end. Poznikov came over left to right, was able to notice that the puck was coming to her, and was almost able to get a chance out of it.
Poznikov, very smart, very intelligent play there. But I want to just draw your attention to the fact that we've now called 5 periods plus 4 minutes and 11 seconds of hockey. You and I both do a lot of our calling of junior A games. We have yet to call a moment where there's been a scrum after the whistle of a bunch of players standing around jawing at each other. It has been so refreshing to not have to deal with a game lasting an extra 20 minutes because you got so much of that jawing going on after just about every whistle.
Yeah, and the caliber of play has been second to none tonight.
Oh, yes.
Just back and forth, each action. It's been unbelievable. The talent of athletes who come out, and a puck squirted loose just into the slot, and Fortino had to handle it on her backhand. Almost got it past Maddie Rooney, and a 3-on-2 developing the other way. Gribbins leaves it. Nobody there as the trailer DiGirolamo was just a second late to the party, and Scamera was able to flip it out, and Lee Steckline will work it through pad stop. Rebound comes to Rattray. That hits the outside of the net. And it's worked loose by who else? Joel Saulnier trying to work through two bodies in the neutral zone. Got held up for a split second. And Team Harvey's able to get it back to George. Down low, picked up by Shaver. She goes for the sharp angle shot, trying to fool Maddie Rooney, but nothing doing, as Rooney will glove that down.
We said in the introduction to this period that Maddie Rooney was going to have a really good period behind the rest of her team to stand up for them, keep them in the game, keep them down by only a goal. She has done exactly that through this first 5 minutes and 14 seconds, and some of those saves have not been easy, but Rooney's been able to stand tall every time.
Shaver knocked over in a big collision at center ice, and Nurse is going to take a penalty on the play as Debian makes her way to the bench, and Team Harvey's will get the extra attacker out. Long stretch by Harmon, but there to pick off the pass was Renata Fast, so Sarah Nurse will go off for the body contact penalty here with 14:25 to go here in the third period.
And the biggest difference between that penalty taken by Nurse and the one that was taken by Larocque in the second period is Nurse was the one moving her feet that time. Larocque was the one who got skated into in that one in the second period. I got no problem with that call against Nurse on this play.
And we'll get to see Team Harvey's power play go back to work, and it has been fun to watch. The passing that this team has done over for Steckline has been second, and Poulin stepped in, faked the slap shot. But Kristen O'Neill able to see it the whole way through, and on the second chance opportunity, Renata Fast clears it down the ice and goes off on a change. Debian leaves it for Fortino behind the net. She'll start the break. A long stretch pass through the middle. Eldridge able to handle it, and she'll leave it for Poulin. Poulin down low, picked off by DiGirolamo, but it comes loose. Eldridge shot from a sharp angle. That's off the outside of the net. And DiGirolamo gets hauled down by Emily Clark, and that will do it for the Team Harvey's power play. Just 39 seconds into it, Emily Clark will go off for Team Harvey's.
And this is something we haven't seen yet today in either of these two games. We're going to have a minute and a half, or a minute 20, excuse me, of 4-on-4. We have yet to see 4-on-4 action in either of these two games. So it'll be interesting to see how these players adapt to that extra open ice that they're going to have here at the Rath Eastland Community Center, something they haven't had yet tonight.
And I'm not surprised to see Kendall Coyne-Schofield on the ice for Team Adidas in a 4-on-4 situation. I'd pay money to see what she'd look like out on a 3-on-3 overtime with her wheeling the puck behind the net as Team Harvey's sends it down ice, picked up by Jamie Lee Rattray. Rattray being hassled over, Scammer down there as well, and Vespa able to pull it loose from the fray as DiGirolamo gets it over to Coyne-Schofield, and she'll cut to the middle, get the shot on Debian, and Debian was thinking for a second she was going to let it play, but when you got Kendall Coyne-Schofield in that split second barreling in on you, it's probably better off to cover it up.
What a great play by DiGirolamo there to stay on side as she was coming in. She had to take a wide turn there and just keep that foot on the blue line, and she did a great job of just keeping that foot enough on the line to get the to avoid the offside, I should say.
And Renata Fast steps to the middle and gets that shot away. They might have to stop going glove side on Anne-Renee Debian, because that has been lightning quick all night long for the Team Harvey's netminder.
I don't know that you'll have much more blocker side either, though, unfortunately. But what I really liked about what Fast did there was changing the angle that Debian had to look at just before that shot was coming. And that's one of those things that makes it a little more difficult for a goaltender. If they have to move laterally as a shot's coming, it's that one extra thing they have to think about, and there's a blocker save.
As Larocque tried it to go blocker, but it was blocked right aside, and it comes out to Fast, top of the face-off circle as she fanned on that shot. She'll circle back to her position at the right point. Back for Vespa. 20 seconds in the initial penalty. Larocque winds and fires. That was stopped. Good move by Stacy to spin away from a check, and she'll try to work her way behind the net, shielding away from Fortino. Back to the point, Vespa over for Larocque. Fast the defense in front of the net. Larocque using a great body position down low as Nurse works her way back on the ice, and an abbreviated power play now for Team Adidas as Nurse right back into the play. Sarah Nurse cuts out front, down low for Vespa, looking for the redirection. Still loose, jamming away at it. Great play by Debian to cover the post. Unable to get it out as Team Harvey's. 15 seconds left And the penalty to Clark. Dunn. Over for Larocque. Great pass over. Nurse. Open room. Tries to go short side. Blocker save made by Desbiens as Nurse taken down in the corner. And it's pulled loose. Flipped away out to center ice. And we're back to 5-a-side as Jill Saulnier picks up the puck. And she has some speed. But it's knocked aside by George. Clark through the middle. All alone. Marie-Philippe Poulin in on Rooney. And she lost it as she was trying to drag it back to the forehand to try to get past Rooney. You could tell everyone in the building kind of held their breath there. And now Jill Saulnier works it through. Gets a shot away as she was tripped up. And Anne-Renee Desbiens able to cover up. But you just heard the building's breath just stop as Clark made that stretch pass to Poulin for the breakaway.
The only thing that prevented Poulin from scoring that goal right there is that there was not a gold medal on the line. There wasn't enough pressure on Poulin for that goal. Oh my goodness. Captain Clutch ends up having the puck just roll off of her stick.
And what a pass. You can't discredit Emily Clark at all.
Oh,
she was
absolutely.
fresh out of the box, able to get it through two Team Adidas defenders. And Team Harvey will work it in. Shot comes on, glove stop by Maddie Rooney with 11:04 to go. The PWHPA wishes to express thanks to our premier partners, Secret Deodorant, Canadian Tire, and Air Canada.
And again, we look at what Rooney has done in this period to keep her team within one and give Team Adidas full credit. They have carried the play in this first 8 minutes and 56 seconds of this third period so far.
Rougeau winds and fires. Puck was loose for an extra second as Grushow was right on the doorstep, but the official blows it down as it was under Rooney for just that split second. So the face-off will stay inside the Team Adidas zone.
I'm never going to begrudge an official for blowing their whistle too soon. If they lose sight of the puck, that's what they are supposed to do. Yes, it's frustrating if you're cheering for the team that has that scoring opportunity, but it's the right call to make if you're the official. And I've always said I'm perfectly fine with them blowing it a little too early, even when it goes against the team I'm going for.
Kristen O'Neill was one-on-one there with Rougeau, unable to get the shot through, but Team Adidas with some pressure here in the offensive zone. Larocque works down from the left point. Poked away by Rougeau, and she'll hold it in the corner, trying to kill some time off this clock. O'Neill down low as well as Larocque. Down low, now O'Neill will hold it against the boards. Grushow pulled it loose for a second as O'Neill's worked over by Lauriane Rougeau, and it comes loose to the point. That cross-ice pass a little too far for Dunn, but she's able to hold the line and send it back deep in behind the Team Harvey's zone. Back to the point, Jinsey Dunn, shot. And Desbiens makes the glove stop, saw it all the way through, and it won't make an easier stop for Anne-Renee Desbiens than that one right there.
During that whole sequence of play, the Team Adidas was able to get 3 players changed. One went off, and then that got back into the play. Then another player was able to switch off. Great pressure, keeping the puck down low in the zone so that you could get fresh legs out there and try and keep that tired line of Team Harvey's out there. Not able to convert it into a scoring chance, but those sorts of things do accumulate over the course of a period and over the course of a game.
Team Harvey's works it down low in behind Maddie Rooney. First on it was Deidre Alamo, who rims it around to Coyne Schofield. That was a little too far, but on the second chance, Team Adidas able to get it down the ice. Jill Saulnier first on the loose puck. Spins away from both Scamera and Channel, has Grecky down there, and that just shows how solid Jill Saulnier is on the puck when she has 3 defenders on her at once. And left open, Coyne comes loose, shot, Nurse scores! The initial shot from Kendall Coyne Schofield pinballed off a body and right to another person you don't want it on their stick. Sarah Nurse gets her second of the game to tie it.
Sarah Nurse in perfect position to receive that puck and give so much credit once again, as you were saying, to Jill Saulnier, keeping the puck down low, fighting off those defenders, getting the pass through to Coyne Schofield, and then Coyne Schofield with her shot, it gets blocked, but it goes right to Sarah Nurse, and Nurse had so much open cage, even I could have scored that one.
When you have the line of Saulnier, Nurse, and Coyne Schofield, I don't think any of them were missing that. I was put on a platter, and they're right back on the attack. It's picked up by Steckline ahead, almost turned over for Vespa as Saulnier and Coyne Schofield will, of course, get the assists. Puck comes loose. Shaver was wide open, but a good stick lift by Gribbins. That shot from the point by Steckline. I don't think Rooney saw it coming in, but it hit the butt end of her stick and went off into the glass as DeGeorge working over Vespa down low. 8.5 to go here now, a tie game here at the Rec, and Renata Fast works her way through, over for Gribbins, looking for the pass in front, the return feed. Fast, almost like a fourth forward up in that play tonight, just so quick. And she'll always get back into position. She'll peel off for a change now as Team Harvey's collects it in their own end. And Fortina works it ahead to DeGeorge. She'll rim it down the far side as she goes off on a change. Maddie Rooney lets that go by dangerously as Emily Clark was right in the mix. And now Poulin picks it up. Marie-Philippe Poulin cuts back to the point, back for Harmon. Harmon changes direction, shot comes in. Clark looking for the deflection. That was just wide of the net. And Stacy will bat it out to neutral ice. Sarah Potomac there as well. Team Adidas gets it. Stacy has to watch out as Poulin is trying to grab that loose puck, and it comes out to Marie-Philippe Poulin. That pass missed Clark. Icing will be waved off. Jinsey Dunn the first on it. She tries to rim it around, but Clark tenacious on the forecheck as well. As she loses her stick, but she's able to kick it out of the fray from Gruschow. As Clark able to finally recover her stick, but Dunn comes out of the fray and gives it to Potomac. Potomac, a nice move around Larson. She'll work her way into the Team Harvey zone and send it down deep and go off on a change. Off the bench, Kendall Coyne Schofield came out of nowhere, almost was able to get it. But Team Harvey is able to transition, and Poznikov was able to get a shot on. But easily stopped by Rooney, and now back and forth here as Saulnier is sent in to the boards by Channel. Channel picks up the loose puck. She'll send it ahead to Alex Poznikov. Poznikov with speed, trying to burn past Fast, trying to use that fatigue of those Team Adidas defenders to her advantage. But Fast able to stay with her. Pass ahead for Coyne Schofield. She'll flip it in on net. And then dangerously bounces in on Anne-Renee Desbiens, but she was able to make that stop. The next stop on the Secret Dream Gap Tour is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on November 26th. For tickets and broadcast information, please visit pwhpa.com.
And if the people from Pittsburgh are watching right now and you need some people to help out with the broadcast, just give us a call. Hey, we'll make sure we're available.
100%.
The quality of hockey has been so good here for both of these games, and we're going to see more great hockey. We're going to be handing things off to the people from Eastlink, obviously, for the next 4 games over the next 2 days. And I am quite jealous of them that they're going to get the chance to call the rest of these games. It has been so fantastic, and Noah, it's been so great getting a chance to work with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've worked in the same booth a couple of times where I've been calling for one team while you've been calling for the other, but getting a chance to work together here on these 2 games, it's been fantastic, and the fact that we've had such great hockey to call has just been an absolute bonus.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier on both of us when the hockey is just this good. And I fully agree. I'm glad I got a chance to work with you. And I got tickets to tomorrow's game, so I'm definitely going to be coming for the evening one. So I wouldn't miss out on that, whether calling it or not. This is just some great hockey to watch. And it's good that the fans are getting involved, especially with the Maritime talent as well on the rosters and just the caliber of players we have here as we are at the last 6.5 minutes of this hockey game. And we're still deadlocked at 3 apiece. We'll get a face-off violation, and we'll reset everything to the right of Anne-Renee Desbiens.
We talked about the fact that, you know, the quick strike power of Team Adidas. We thought it was possible that they were going to be able to tie it up with, of course, you got Maddie Rooney in your net who's holding your team into it. She's made the saves she's had to make. Sarah Nurse has gotten the goal, and now we're going to get another stoppage again as the puck drop not quite happening the way it needed to, and so we'll try and do it one more time here.
Third time's a charm as Scamera will line up against Kristen O'Neill once again.
And now they're going to I think they're going to just put those 2 seconds back up onto the clock, or just say we're going to delay starting the clock by 2 seconds. That's the one thing, you know, the guys down in the penalty box, oftentimes they don't get enough credit either. Or now we're seeing, are they calling a penalty on this?
Is that going to be a penalty for the 2 face-off violations? I believe that is a penalty, which is unfortunate.
It is indeed going to be a penalty. And so Team Harvey's is going to get another power play opportunity here with this game tied and now 6:28 left to go. And how this changes the whole dynamic of this last 6.5 minutes.
And we've seen Team Harvey's power play it's been like clockwork pretty much, just a smooth passing cross ice. When you got Poulin and Eldritch on the wings together, you got Fortino and Steckline man in the point. Steckline with it, she'll just still elect to shoot. Maddie Rooney makes that stop. Eldritch comes loose, gives it to Poulin. Back up top for Fortino, over for Steckline at the face-off dot. Steckline waits, back for Fortino. Over to Poulin, steps in off the left side, shot. That hits the stick of Jinsey Dunn and hits the mesh and comes right back in the slot area with 23 seconds gone in the penalty.
So the official penalty is a team minor for delay of game. And so it doesn't have to be served by any one player in particular, because it is a team penalty for delay of game. So I didn't quite catch who it was who went over to serve that penalty. But the net result is Harvey's are on a power play.
Poulin slow to get up, and she knocks over Kristen O'Neill. I didn't see what happened there, if it was a slash off the face-off, but Poulin in some discomfort, and she'll take a penalty out of this, and we'll go to 4-on-4 for a minute 27.
And it looks like Poulin got caught in the midsection there, or
maybe the wrist area as the face-off happened. Could have took a hack on the wrist where there's not a lot of protection there as the trainer comes across.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if she was holding her midsection or just holding her wrist to her body to try and protect it. But either way, obviously for fans of Team Harvey's and fans of Team Canada, the last thing you want to see is Marie-Philippe Poulin suffering any sort of an injury at all. So we'll keep an eye on her as
trainer's down in the box with her right now. Hopefully just a stinger. So face-off will come back to the right of Anne-Renee Desbiens, and for the second time tonight, we'll get to play 4-a-side. And it'll be for a minute and a half this time as Larocque works it down low to Potomac, but she's held along the boards by Harmon. Roughing the call against Poulin. Kristen O'Neill picks it up with speed. She'll spin around the net, come back up top. Trying to shake off Emily Clark. Shot comes in, the deflection by Larocque, who was in front of the net. Just went wide. O'Neill able to pull it loose to the front of the net. Picked up by Fast, but turned over for Eldritch. Eldritch tries to spin away from Fast. She'll leave it for Clark. Clark, a nice move through the legs of Jocelyn Larocque, and goes right in on Maddie Rooney, and she'll cover up with 50 seconds in the initial penalty, which I do believe is being served by Kayla Vespa.
And the big thing on this last sequence is the active stick of Desbiens was able to create that poke check, get the play going up the other end of the ice, and now get her team an offensive zone face-off as the net result.
Steckline bobbled it and has to force her way back out to neutral ice. Fortino able to pull it ahead. She'll cut in, blocker stop made by Maddie Rooney. And Stacy will collect and try to gain some speed as she curls around her own net, settling down the rolling puck. Laura Stacy ahead. Beats Scammer wide, tries to get the shot away and just dodges Desbiens in the process as the puck comes back to the point to Deidre Olamo. Little give and go with Stacy, but it's turned over and Scammer works it ahead. Stacy shields it away from Scammer, sends it ahead for Deidre Olamo. She'll feather it through to Gribbins. Penalty to Kayla Vespa just about ready to expire, so Team Adidas will go to about a 30-second power play, and Vespa out of the box. She'll come away, and a lead pass for Jill Saulnier. Saulnier, some room on the right side. In front looking for Vespa. What a play by Savannah Harmon to get back and disrupt that pass, but Team Adidas still holds possession in the Harvey zone as Harmon able to Pin Saulnier against the boards. What a play by Jocelyn Larocque as she gets down on both knees to hold the zone. With 8 seconds left in the penalty to Poulin, and Coyne Schofield going to get called on the high stick there. She batted it down fresh off the bench, and she was looking to turn the Jets on there in the later stages of that power play.
Savannah Harmon with an incredible back check as the player from Downers Grove, Illinois, putting on the Jets to get back into that play. And at this point in a game with exactly 4 minutes left in the third period, the one thing you don't expect is a player to have that kind of a burst of speed because, you know, stamina, fatigue becoming an issue. But Harmon, she had it in spades on that one.
Greco, cross ice pass, fanned on it a bit, and Kendall Coyne Schofield from a sharp angle tried to fool Desbiens, but that shot was just wide. Shot comes in on the rebound. Schofield bats it out of midair. Nurse on the second chance gets the rebound right into the chest of Anne-Renee Desbiens. So a couple chances from that top line of Team Adidas with 3:45 to go here in the third period. We're still deadlocked at 3 apiece.
3 players with that much skill, you could put them into a phone booth and tell them to create something and they'll find a way to do it. It's just incredible to see that the combination of those 3 players in particular.
Puck turned over behind the net. It squirts loose, and Jess Jones able to get the shot away and takes an extra whack at Desbiens, and a little bit of the feistiness picking up here in the later stages after that slash to Poulin. Something, as mentioned earlier, we haven't seen at all today.
A little bit, yeah, coming with 3:38 left to go in the third period, and that old expression, familiarity breeds contempt. Well, perhaps we're seeing a little bit of that starting to develop here.
Good thing for Team Harvey's is Poulin right back on the ice and into the play as her, Eldridge, and Clark are on the ice for Team Harvey's, and Poulin, a woman on a mission, as she pulls a puck loose from behind the net. Now Clark spins and fires one. That takes a deflection off the back of Larocque and scurries just wide of the net. Now sent through, and now a 2-on-1 developing, but they're going to call it a hand pass on Larocque as her and Potomac were away. 2-on-1, almost a 3-on-1 if the other forechecker could catch up.
And it was just deflected off of the hand. And it's one of those things where, yes, it's a hand pass, but it really wasn't a hand pass in the sense that it was directed by the hand. It just happened to go off of the hand.
Coyne Schofield sends it over to DiGirolamo. She'll send one on from long range, and Desbiens forced to come out and poke it. DiGirolamo able to hold the line, but it finally comes loose as barreling down on her with the Team Harvey's forecheckers. Comes back into the Team Harvey's zone. Fortino on the left wing. Sends it through to Richards. Richards bats it past DiGirolamo. She's able to pick it up and send it cross ice for Jinsey Dunn. Dunn ahead for Coyne Schofield. For Nurse, into the slot. Saulnier shot. Great pad stop by Desbiens. It's just a sneaky shot along the ice by Jill Saulnier. Almost got through, but an even better pad stop by Desbiens as it's worked ahead. Sarah Nurse down the left wing. Shot on. Head Stacy going to the net. And Desbiens will cover it up. No rebound available with just over 2 minutes remaining.
And Renee Desbiens with a quick kick save there. The speed of those feet, or that foot coming out to make that save on a dangerous shot by Saulnier, and then a much easier save, although the traffic in front made it a little more challenging as well on that other chance.
Demers fanned on it. It's picked up by Potomac. Out for Stacy in the slot. One-timer just high and wide on the glove side of Desbiens. Stacy reverses it behind the net, picked off by Scamara, and she'll circle and reverse it for Rougeau. Oriane Rougeau reverses it to Harmon as they'll look to set up the breakout here. Harmon ahead for Rattray. She'll tip it off a couple of bodies, and it comes loose to Stacy. Stacy tries to work her way to the middle as she collides with Demers as Rougeau was down to block it. And now a 3-on-2 the other way. Scamara, puck rolling on her, and she'll just send it down in to the far side. Picked back up by Stacy, but turned over for Rattray. Rattray's been everywhere tonight. It seems like she's forced about 5 or 6 turnovers by her lonesome this game. She'll go off on a change, and it's picked up by Larocque. Stuck in the feet of Richards, and it's able to come loose to Team Adidas, and Everyone looking for it. It's in the Team Harvey's bench here, so we're still tied with a minute and 11 to go here in this one. The shot's 30-21 in favor of Team Adidas.
And it's time for that statement of the obvious that everybody loves. Next goal's a big one. It's that cliche that every broadcaster uses, but you know, it's cliche because it's true.
Desbiens rims it around the boards, picked up by Kristen Richards. He'll send it ahead, looking for DeGeorge as we come to the last minute of play. It pinballs off a couple bodies, finally gets back to Jincy Dunn as Nurse tries to catch it in stride, but got held up by Steckline, and Shaver almost turned it over to Saulnier, but she was able to poke it loose, and Laura Fortino. Great play by DiGirolamo, able to poke it off the stick of Laura Fortino, and a couple of turnovers in the neutral zone. Rattray able to pick it up. Jamie Lee Rattray being watched closely by Nurse. Still with it, Rattray back to the point for Rougeau. She'll walk the line. Back for Rattray. Rattray gets a shot away. That was blocked. And ahead comes Jill Saulnier. She'll put that puck in front of her. All by herself, waiting for Kendall Coyne to catch up. She'll cycle it down low and go off on a change. As that hits the stanchion and goes back to the point for Fast. That's picked off by Rougeau as we come to the last 9 seconds of play. Fast collects it. She'll spin around ahead for Jess Jones. Has a quick chance. She'll have to hurry. Jess Jones in, but time will run out. And for the first time in this showcase, we'll see extra time.
Well, you said you were going to pay to see Kendall Coyne Schofield play some 3-on-3. I'll take that money now.
Shots are 30-21 for Team Adidas after 3 periods of play.
So that means Adidas outshot Team Harvey's in that third period, 17-7.
So the overtime rules that apply, a 5-minute 3-on-3 sudden death overtime period, followed by, if necessary, the dreaded 3-player shootout.
And I have to think that right now it's advantage Team Adidas because, yes, they scored the most recent goal, but more so the way they played that entire third period. They didn't just score the goal that tied the game. They pressed and they pressed and they pressed, and they had Team Harvey's back on their heels for that entire third period. Harvey's, as we just mentioned, got outshot 17-7 in that third period, and they have to find a way now to revert from that bend but don't break, but they did break defense, and now get back into trying to push the play up to the other end of the ice.
And you got to think that 3-on-3 overtime, you're getting either one of the two of Saulnier, Nurse, and Coyne Schofield, of course, and then you have Renata Fast, who can wheel like no other on the back end. You have DiGirolamo, who's played an incredible game. LaRock, who almost could work as another forward up in that equation. And then on Team Harvey's side, you obviously have Marie-Philippe Poulin. You got those really smooth skating defensemen like Laura Fortino, Lee Steckline, Scamrar, who has a goal, Jamie Rattray, Jesse Eldridge. Just the possibilities are endless for a 3-on-3 overtime, and especially with the open room they'll have to wheel, it's definitely going to be entertaining to see.
Absolutely. The two players that I'm keying on, you always see them do this in different broadcasts and whatnot. I'm keying off of Emily Clark for Team Harvey's, and I'm keying off of, obviously, if I got to pick just one, I'm going to go with the Nova Scotia girl, Jill Saulnier, for Team Adidas.
And I think I'm gonna be that one who would say MPP, but I'm gonna take Jamie Lee Rattray. Just the way she's played, she deserves one. And then on the other end, I'm gonna say Sarah Nurse gets the hat trick. I think that's a pretty good one to say as well.
And of course, any of those choices, very logical, and you cannot discount MPP either, as she wins the draw to get the overtime started.
So it'll be Poulin, Eldridge, and Steckline. That long pass was blocked and back the other way. Potomac and O'Neill actually starting for Team Adidas, and those are two speedsters as well. They have Renata Fast playing the back end for them. Eldridge works it up the left wing, almost a 3-on-1 developing as Poulin and Steckline go into the net. Eldridge being watched over closely by Renata Fast. O'Neill down low. Team Harvey's able to make quick changes. And Fast will curl behind her net as O'Neill goes off on a change. Nurse comes on. And Saulnier comes on as Fast starts the breakout. She'll reverse it for Saulnier and get a quick change. Jill Saulnier up through the middle for Sarah Nurse. That gets past her, but Desbiens able to play it cleanly and gets it ahead for Jamie Lee Rattray. Pass a little too far for Scamra and Jocelyn Larocque. Picks it up behind her own net. She'll try to shake the check of Scamra instead of Lex and send it behind the net for Saulnier. Saulnier, quick reverse to get past Rattray. And she'll hold and start the breakout ahead to Larocque. Saulnier curls off on the bench and she'll send it cross ice for Stacy. Fresh body on the ice. Laura Stacy, good poke by Scamra. And Kendall Coyne-Schofield will make her way on the ice as well for Team Adidas. Stacy back for Larocque. Larocque works her way in, gets a shot away. Coyne was on the doorstep and Larocque got a second chance away. And Anne-Renee Desbiens staying sharp as she has done all night long. And with 3.5 to go in this overtime period, she keeps their team in it.
Jocelyn Larocque with some great chances there. And the saves by Anne-Renee Desbiens just absolutely perfect.
It'll be Kendall Coyne-Schofield on the draw with Sophia Shaver. Shaver wins it cleanly to the corner, picked up by Herman. Turned over, Stacy able to pull it loose from the pile and send it back to the point for Dunn. Dunn over for Coyne-Schofield. Kendall Coyne-Schofield will try to get the Jets going as she tries to shake Sophia Shaver. Cuts back and takes a shot just wide of the net. And it's picked up by Clark. She'll send it ahead to Shaver, one-on-one. Sophia Shaver cuts back. She has Dunn draped all over her. She'll send it back, and it's picked off and back the other way. Kristen O'Neill. Breakaway here in overtime. O'Neill works away and dekes past Desbiens. Desbiens with a big save as she's able to outstretch that pad and make the stop on the Kristen O'Neill breakaway and once again keep her team in this.
What a game of patience by Anne-Renee Desbiens. She waited, she waited, she waited. She forced O'Neill to make the first move and was able to get that pad out and stay with her. Fantastic goaltending.
O'Neill might have deked herself out of it there as just Desbiens was not giving 1 inch. As Steckline gets possession off the draw. She'll work it ahead to Poulin. Marie-Philippe Poulin. Potomac trying to stay with her. Poulin beats Potomac wide. Shields it. Goes upstairs. Scores!
Captain Clutch does it again.
Marie-Philippe Poulin with her however many overtime winners she scored in her career. There's another one, and there's just nothing that Maddie Rooney or the defenseman could do on that play as she just shielded her to herself off of the defender and puts it up under the bar to win this one for Team Harvey's.
An amazing, amazing finish to a fantastic game. Marie-Philippe Poulin cutting across just above the top of the crease and finding the top of the net just over Rooney. You can't help but feel bad for Team Adidas. They put in a gallant effort, but coming up just short in overtime here tonight.
And none of that happens without Anne-Renee Desbiens and the few saves she had to make in that extra frame. Just an excellent all-around effort from Team Harvey's.
Absolutely. I think you got to look at Desbiens as one of your 3 stars. You got to obviously look at Sarah Nurse in the game that she had. We'll wait and see what the announcement is. And then, of course, we'll also get an interview with the player of the game, the Canadian Tire player of the game. And that'll be coming up in just a moment as well as we wait for the announcement of those 3 stars here tonight.
And just a great day of hockey between Team Sonnet and Team Scotiabank. That thriller earlier, and then we get an OT game to sign off on. You can't complain about that one bit. Just an excellent day of hockey here in Truro as both teams will shake hands as we still wait the 3 stars of the game.
And just like we said in the first game, I do not envy the people who have to make those decisions, because there's not real, you can't make a wrong decision, but at the same time, there are so many good players to choose from.
And both teams will do their salute to the crowd as they get the ovation from the faithful who've stuck around. We're still waiting for the 3 Stars to get over to the penalty box booth. We'll be back tomorrow. Not we, but we'll be back tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Atlantic, 2:30 p.m. Eastern on Eastlink TV or cbcsports.ca. Izzy Germain will have the call of that on Eastlink and the CBC Sports feed. And the first game will be Team Adidas and Team Harvey's. So that's 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Atlantic on cbcsports.ca and Eastlink Community TV. Jesse Eldridge named the 3rd star of the game for Team Harvey's.
The 2nd star from Team Adidas number 20,
Sarah Nurse, 2 goals on the evening, named 2nd star. And Marie-Philippe Poulin with that overtime winner will earn the 1st star honor and the Canadian Tire Player of the Game. Stick around as she'll be interviewed down by the benches. Could give an honorable mention to both goaltenders, honestly, tonight. So that'll do it for our broadcast. My name's Noah Poirier. I'm Michael Petter. Final score here from the rec. Team Harvey's 4, Team Adidas 3 in overtime.
All right, we're ringside here with Marie-Philippe Poulin with the OT winner 4-3. Pooh, first of all, chippy play back and forth. It feels like there's a little bit of a rivalry growing maybe between Team Adidas and Team Harvey's. What was your experience on the ice tonight?
Yeah, it's funny because obviously you want to play against the best, and Team Adidas since last showcase, it's been really intense and strong, and it's fun. Those are the games you want to play for. That's why we train. You play against the best, and those are good games, and when it goes in overtime, that's when it comes out, and we're able to get that win.
Well, lots of exciting play for the fans at home and those here in Truro. And it's the 2nd time that Team Harvey's has found themselves in post-regulation play. What is it about this team that you guys just seem to find a way to win after 60 minutes?
Yeah, I think obviously the team that just came together a couple of weeks ago, and for us being able to play a consistent game for 60 minutes, that's something we're going to keep working on tomorrow's game. And today obviously it was a on and on game, and they came back, and obviously we had to find a way, and everybody contributed, and it was a great team win.
And finally, you guys play tomorrow at 3:30 versus Team Sonnet, who you guys went into overtime last time against. What does the recovery process for Marie-Philippe Poulin look like tonight and tomorrow morning?
Well, obviously, getting a good cool down in, great meal, and get a lot of hydration, and then get back at it tomorrow.
Awesome. We look forward to it, Poof. Thanks for your time. That's it for day 1 here in Truro.